Ladies and gentlemen, the Zowa Morning Show is back. Listen, this year just started and it's almost over. Summer is on deck. Isn't it interesting how fast time is moving? Well, maybe time is moving fast for old folk. I'm getting older, so time is moving. It felt like January 2 weeks ago, but here we are. Damn near halfway through June, and it's happening. Time is no respecter of person. So once again, we're back on the Zowa Morning Show. You know, this is our current events show. You coughing? COVID was like 20 minutes ago. I'm just playing. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. We like to promote black-owned businesses. I got a couple of things that's cracking. Check it. If you're in the LA area, June 15th, they done brought me back to the Cigar Lounge for another relationship roundtable. Do you have the flyer? It should be there. We got a flyer for this particular event. It'll be located in Inglewood at now legendary Drobe Stogies. All right, Drobe Stogies, legendary black-owned cigar lounge here in Inglewood, California. That's 1322 North La Brea Avenue. Starts at 7 p.m. Get there. The last relationship roundtable was crazy. I had clinicians ducked off in the room. I had comedians ducked off in the room. And we played videos, and it was really dope. And you don't want to miss this. So let everybody know, June 15th, my damn mic is in the way. There it is. June 15th. See that? June 15th, 7 p.m. Check that out. Also, don't forget KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight, 7 to 9 p.m., I'll be on my KBLA Voice of Reason show. That's tonight. Is there a way we could see that outside of? I don't even care if I'm off the screen. I just want to see those flyers clearly. Booyah. There it is. Yeah. On tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you'll get the Voice of Reason on the unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. Don't forget to tune in. Also, I got something else. I got something big. In August, we're working on it right now. Me and the brother here, we're working on it right now. In August, we are doing the Relationship ER Masterclass. We'll have a link ready to go in the next 48 hours for you to sign up. But this is a private masterclass where your brother Zoe is going to break down the relationship ER, the relationship emergency room. Now, this is something I'm putting together right now that's going to get you out of trouble, right, when dealing with some common, pitfalls in intimate relationships. But we're also going to use this to debut the content from my newest book, my upcoming book, I should say. And it's going to be amazing. So we got a whole masterclass set up around that. It's a 2-day event. We'll have a link set up for you guys within 48 hours. Also, I see your emails. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm getting them out to you. But guess who we got in the studio? the maker, the creator of He Is Risen, the creator of his detox program. And let me tell you, I just got the re-up on his detox program, and it ain't no joke. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my friend, your friend, our elder, Russell Harrison is in the building. What up, Doc?
All good, my man. It's great to be back.
Man, it's great to have you back, brother. Talk to me, man. Well, how's business, man? Who you training? Who you working with? What's going on?
Life is good. We work with anyone that wants to work with me. We working for the second time with Bud Crawford for his next upcoming fight, and just want to say that I thank him for allowing me to work with him and allowing us to be one of the spokes in the wheel, that makes it run.
Yeah,
so it's all good. New products that I've developed. Everything is good. So I'm staying busy, and I'm staying focused on what needs to be done.
You got new products?
No, bro, I have products that I haven't even brought out yet.
Talk to us about it.
Well, I've come up with a stronger version of the Extreme Toxemia. I have a new product called Extreme Toxemia C, which is probably 10 times stronger than the Extreme Toxemia. It's one of the strongest blends for blood cleansing.
Really?
One of the strongest blends I've ever put together for blood cleansing.
Really?
Works amazingly well. I also have a Super 8 tonic that's good for 99 different particular things, and it also works extremely well as well. Came up with another brain formula that works extremely well, and just keeping my mind open and my options open and listening to my clients to hear what they have, to hear what they have going on, and to try to fortify their particular needs to make things work.
Absolutely, brother, and I appreciate it. Listen, put up his website, russellherbals.com. I want everybody to go there. Listen, I've been riding with Russ for a couple of years now. I met him through Uncle Bobby. He's now Uncle Russ. And let me just say, man, them products saved me. You remember how I looked when I came in there?
Yep, you was broke down pretty well.
I was fucked up. I'll be honest, I was messed up. And I called Bobby, and Bobby's like, oh, you need to go to my roots doctor. And I said, okay, man. And I went in there. Doc saw it in my face. And as a matter of fact, Corey Holcomb was in there at the same time when I got there.
Sure, yeah.
And man, people be talking about how me and Corey ain't cool. And that's not true.
That's not true at all.
That's not true. Corey bought my box of herbs, the first box I got.
For sure.
And this is after the whole fallout and all of that, man. So Corey was like, I got his too. Because I was in there, I was going to get something. Because I was there to get something, to heal, right? And Corey was like, no, I got his too. So a lot of people, oh, we ain't cool and we ain't that. Okay. Y'all just don't know what's really going on.
Well,
but we bonded, and we saw that this brother right here is the real deal. Like, I had Dr. Sebi on my show before. Mm-hmm. I view you as the same as Dr. Sebi. Like, I'm talking about in terms of, and people don't really know about you, and they need to.
Well, like I said, I knew Dr. Sebi back in the day. I knew Paul Goss back in the day. I knew all those guys back in the day, but they basically bombarded the radio station, and I didn't want to compete with them. I just allowed them to do their thing, because everybody will have their turn when other time is there. Mm-hmm. So I just waited, and then when my term is time to come around, here it is. So
here it is.
That's all it is.
I remember Dr. Goss. That was CKLS, and I remember all of that. Mm-hmm. I remember those things, but now I have to be honest, man. These are some pretty potent formulas that you have. If someone wanted to start a detox, but they're kind of a novice at it, they're new to the game, what would you suggest for them?
I would suggest that them start with the phase 1 detox. And the reason why is most people don't really understand the importance of cleansing. And the colon is holding most of the waste. Most people are holding waste that's been in their system for 20 or 30 years. And they don't even know it. And then they wonder why they start getting tired or whatever. But since the intestinal tract is 30 foot long, and we are basically eating a lot of foods that we aren't supposed to be eating, a lot of that get trapped in the colon.
Somewhere in the nooks and crannies of it all.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes back to babies. When babies are born and the mom brings them home and then she breastfeeds the baby or whatever, as soon as they birth the baby will poop. That's how it should be throughout your life. When you eat a meal, you're supposed to eliminate. And they lied to us in school and said drink 8 glasses of water, and if your bowels move once a day, you're healthy. Now, if you're eating three meals a day, and your bowels are only moving once a day, let's just look at
you got two lost. You got 2 bowel movements
now
lost.
Now let's times that times 7. That's 14 meals a week. That's lost in the system.
You can't lose 14 meals.
Now you multiply that times weeks and then months and then years.
Wow.
You have a lot of backlog. So what happens is that waste in the colon starts to spread and gets into the other organs, the liver, the kidneys, the bladder, the lungs, the lymphatic system, the arteries and veins. And if you keep eating those foods, sooner or later as time goes on, you basically choke yourself to death from waste. So to start a program, I feel that by cleaning the colon, cleaning all of the old waste out of the colon and changing your diet at the same time, that changes the whole picture.
Right.
So that's where I think someone should start. And I have 2 products that work amazingly well for the colon. The Super Colon Cleanse, of course, which activates the bowels. But the other product is Super Bowel Pocket. Now, the Super Bowel Pocket draws all of the old fecal matter off of the walls of the intestines, softens the old hard stuff that's in most cases is as hard as slate. It softens the stuff, pulls it out, even diverticulitis, even old prescription drugs, recreational drugs. It pulls all that out of the intestinal tract. That's the best place to start. Now, along with that, I also provide the proper foods that's best with the colon, and that's also provided too, which is also geared to all of the rest of the organs. If you have a particular problem with that part, the exact foods that work with that area is also given to the client as well.
And you know what's cold? Like, he was like, hey, Zoe, you're going to have to go raw, man. You're going to have to eat raw for like 30 days. I was like, doc, I can't do it. He said, hey, man, just do a salad. And he said, I'll make an exception, put salmon in it, and you good. So for a month, that first time I took it, for a month, all salads with a little salmon in it, I lost 25, almost 30 pounds.
Of waste.
And what's cold, I can't get that weight back.
Well, you can if you stop doing what you're doing and get back on the garbage and fried chicken and hamburgers and stuff.
I can't do that. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
It don't even taste the same.
Because your body changes. Once you start, now it goes into a whole different change. It won't accept those bad foods anymore.
Right.
It will only accept the natural raw foods that we should be eating.
Right.
And that's a lot, man. That's a lot of things that a lot of people don't provide is those proper foods to go with that diet. So they tell them just go on a vegan diet. You tell somebody that, you can go to McDonald's and get French fries in a mall because it's vegetables. You know what I'm saying? So specific foods are also applied. That's the phase 1. Phase 2, which would also include the bowel pocket and colon, we go cleanse the liver and the kidneys and gallbladder. And then phase 3 is a total body cleanse, which cleans everything from the head to toe. And that's the amazing one. Now
that's the one I'm on,
that's
right?
The one that you on.
When I tell you, step 4 just hit me hard. That's with the garlic and
liver flush. No, but what you do is you just start small.
That's the one that pushed me over the edge. I got to sit down, like, let me just. But when I tell you, you feel so good after a few days, after your body starts to adjust to what you're doing to it. Now with the detox, after a few days of it, you start feeling it like, hey, some more energy, increased energy.
For sure.
It's really good stuff, man. It's really good stuff. And they can get that at russellherbals.com. I want you guys to support. And listen, you're in my chat. You already know YouTube is blocking us. How is it that we have crossed? I'm telling you, in the last 2 months, we done picked up close to 5,000 subscribers. We were at 71,000 for a long time. Now we're at 74,000 subscribers. We've been growing in the last 60 days, but our numbers of people watching the live shows have been going down. So I'm saying, how are you growing? And at the same time, your live views are going down. That doesn't make sense. Everybody hit that like button, get us in the algorithm, and don't forget to support the channel. There's a $sign at the bottom of the chat. You could hit that $sign. That's called a super chat. My moderators will acknowledge any and everyone who does that. Or I would encourage you guys to go to my Cash App right now. My Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. Now, this was the Black Business feature, but we have other black businesses that we want to shout out as well. Total Package Energy is one of them. I definitely want to keep Total Package Energy in the mix. Black-owned business. I want to keep them alive because, again, they belong to us. Just like Dr. Russell's business belongs to us, we got to continue to support these businesses and uplift these businesses, or they're going to die. And we don't want that to happen. We want to continue to support. And then also, there's Beal Sauce. Beal Sauce is a great company, black-owned business as well. Continue to support big time for these companies. Hit the like button. That's a big deal. Now, let's transition over to our topics. Dr. Russell is going to stay with us. This is interesting. We're going to run through these topics quick, too. Donald Trump's VP, Trump VP hopeful and close ally, Byron Donalds, says that life was better for black Americans under Jim Crow. You see, during Jim Crow, the black family was together. During Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative. Black people have always been conservative-minded, but more black people voted conservatively. And this is a brother saying that. Now, you've seen a lot. You've been around. You've seen a lot. Alonzo Scott, thank you for the Cash App. How does that make you feel? It's 2024. You see a brother up here talking.
You know something, Zoe?
Talk to me, brother.
Well, personally, I got out of politics, man. I don't vote anymore. I work on improving myself, keeping myself healthy, and whatever they do out there, I can't control it anyway. So I don't even let my emotions or my brain or anything get involved with that. I mean, that's where I am at this stage of my life.
Right.
After Obama, I said, that's it. I'm done. Yeah. So that's how I feel about the whole thing, because they're going to do it the way that they want to do it anyway. I can't be concerned about them. I can only be concerned about my health and me taking care of myself and my family, and that's it.
You can't even look at it no other way. Because let's just be honest. Let's just keep it a buck here. We all felt real good about Obama. I voted. I voted twice for Obama.
I voted once.
We all felt real good. Did the system change? We're not saying it's Obama's fault that it didn't. Did it change for our betterment? I mean, and just in general, did it change? Did it get better?
I don't think so.
You got a lot of people out there who don't think so. You got a lot of people who say we did worse under Obama. We lost ground under Obama. Not saying that that is Obama's fault. As a black man, of course, he did not have a unified Congress with him. He didn't have the Democrats, and he didn't have everybody together with him. He had the Democrats, but he didn't have the Republican, the red side. And every time they had an opportunity to block him, they blocked him. So I'm not blaming Obama for us losing ground, so to speak. But you have people out there who argue and contend that he could have done more. He could have did executive orders. He could have came in guns a-blazing like Trump did when Trump was signing, executive orders and vetoing stuff and doing all of that. But to see another black man get up here and say something, you see, during Jim Crow, the black family was together. Jim Crow. This after slavery. Jim Crow evolved out of the black laws. Soon as slavery was over, you had black laws. What was the black laws? Black people can't be outside after a certain time or sundown. If a black person was found roaming the streets or walking the streets and he couldn't prove that he had a job or that he was on his way to work, you get sent to jail for being unemployed. And when we say jail, we don't mean like the holding tank down at the saloon somewhere. No, we mean hardcore prison chain gang, forget your name type situation. So Jim Crow evolved out of the black laws. So when I'm looking at a brother say, we were together, first off, understand what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is all black people had was each other back then. They didn't have technology. They didn't have the computer. They didn't have a club. They didn't have a car. But the way he's framing it, to me, is incendiary. It's insensitive. I understand what he's saying, though, but he could have said it better. Black people were not just conservative. Black people have always been conservative-minded, but more black people voted conservatively. And he's talking about back in the day. You need to understand, voting was dangerous back in the day. Soon as somebody was freed from slavery, right, they said, okay, by the time they created the 15th Amendment, that's when the vote was actually given. I think the 15th Amendment, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. That's when you were actually allowed to vote. But before then, only white men, landowners, could vote. By the 15th Amendment, then they said, okay, black people can vote, but only men. And then sometimes they would hit you with, can you read? And if you can't read, they wouldn't allow you to vote. So it was a lot of stuff going on for him to say black people voted conservative. Well, of course, it was a Christian country and they were forced into Christianity. So it's a lot off about the brother's statement. And I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not pro anything. I'm like Dr. Russell. I'm minding my business. This sounds crazy to me. But there's a man out there, Byron Donalds, hoping to be made Donald Trump's VP. What does that say about him? Then Donald Trump just got convicted of 34 cases. He's the first criminal running for president. Now, I was told if you're a convicted felon, you couldn't run for president.
Well, that's supposed to be the law.
Okay, never mind. On to the next story. On to the next story. This story just won't go away either. And I want to know your thoughts on this. P. Diddy was slammed by Kim Porter's dad over vicious Cassie video. He says, I didn't know Diddy could stoop that low. Now, I'm sure you saw the video where he was running down the hallway and beat on the girl and kicked the girl and did all that. This young lady died. Puffy has, 3 or 4 kids with her. Diddy has 3 or 4 kids with her, and her father came out and said, I didn't know he could stoop that low. Well, I have a daughter. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I am, the nicest guy in the world or have been the nicest to women. I haven't. I had to learn. I had to evolve. I had to grow.
We all have. We all had to do that.
Yeah. I had to change. Me in my 20s was an entirely different guy.
Change many times, bro.
Many times.
Just because you find out the truth.
Yeah. You find out the truth about yourself. Right? It's a learning process. It's a growing process. And this isn't to justify anything that P. Diddy did or has done. But when I became the father of a daughter, I think that changed my perspective on how I looked at women, because that's a little woman right there. She's growing into a woman, your daughter. What are your thoughts when you hear a man who's his daughter gone and he sees a video of a man that was once with his daughter beating on another woman? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, my feelings on that is even the way I looked at my mother. I didn't look at my mother as being my mother. I looked at my mother as being the mother of children starting at the age of 15 and 16. When you look at it in that aspect, instead of looking out for moms, you got to look at what she went through when she was younger, and then as she grew and as she learned. And I've been able to readjust my life to figure out more about who I am just because of that. And that's where the whole thing changes about the way you treat women. When I look at that, there's no way that I could put my hands on a female, period, unless of course she slapped me or something like that. Right. But outside of that, there's no need in that. I think guys that do that are some punk ass motherfuckers. Excuse my French.
Some whole shit. I understand. You can't be mad at Dr. Russell giving it to you raw. Listen, there's too many people in here to not support this channel. Everybody hit the like button. Please, moderators, assemble. Encourage everybody to hit my Cash App. We got 2 Cash Apps during the show. It's 275 people in here. Can we get 30 Cash Apps out of 275 people? Everybody go to my Cash App right now. $ZowWhatNetter. Drop a 5, a 10, whatever you got if you appreciate the content. My special guest host today is none other than Master Detox Specialist, Master Herbalist, Dr. Russell Harrison. He's in the building right now. If you want to support his Black-owned business, all you got to do is go to RussellHerbals.com. If this is your first time detoxing, I would suggest phase 1. But if you're a pro at it and you're ready to jump in with both feet, then go get phase 3 and get it cracking. That's the one that I've done several times. So yeah, I'm going to keep it a buck. We got to do better by sisters. But sisters also have to do better by themselves, and they got to do better by us as well. I believe that every problem in relationship is bidirectional. There is no unidirectional problem, meaning it's just the man's issue or it's just the woman's issue. I think it's our issue collectively. And I do believe that integrity, character, all of the good qualities in a man or a woman is on a spectrum. And I believe we have this black and white thinking as it pertains to good and bad. Meaning, if a man is a good man, we get shocked when he does something that isn't classified as good. But I'll say, hold tight. Isn't he a work in progress? He's a good man, but that doesn't mean he does not have work yet to do.
No doubt.
the self-work never ends. You're always working on yourself. You're always maintaining who you are and trying to up-level who you are as you grow. I'm sure Dr. Russell at your age right now is about, I would say, light years ahead of who you were at 30.
No doubt. No doubt. I am nowhere near that person anymore.
That person.
Yeah, that person.
Then what happened at 35?
Well, again, at 35, you keep learning and you keep growing and you keep understanding more about life and you keep improving yourself at the same time. That's why, even with the detox program, and I'm going to say this to you, when you do it this time, don't go back and cheat anymore. Don't go back and cheat and see how much further up the ladder you go.
Gotcha.
Because see, when you cleanse and you put it right back in, you're going right back to where you started from.
Yeah, it's true.
So as you go now, not saying that you can't, cut it back to maybe once a week and have garbage just to see how you know. And then as time goes on, that one day a week is going to be gone.
You ain't even gonna want it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So it's all about learning and improving yourself. And if you keep that in mind, things will go well for you. Because see, I'm way past arguing with people now. I don't do that anymore.
Right.
When they started arguing, I said, hold it, my man. I don't argue with humans. And that shuts it down.
That's it. So, again, this Puffy thing is heartbreaking to see. I have no justification for him, or I'm not caping for him or any. He's a human being, and he's getting a universal life lesson right now.
No doubt.
And if he's truly sincere about healing himself, he's on the path. The universe is caught up to him, and he's on the path. I have no judgment for him. But when I see the stories, they're constantly coming out, you know, I can empathize with her father because I'm a father. You know, he's like, I didn't know Diddy could stoop so low. Nobody did. But everybody, well, I think D.L. Hughley said something that was quite profound. He said, all these celebrities are coming out talking about how they saw this and they witnessed that. He said, you're not a witness, you're an accomplice now. Because you knew he was doing this kind of stuff and then you didn't speak on it. So God bless the dead and young Kim Porter, but I'm going to reiterate that point. Everybody is a work in progress, and all the good qualities you see in a person or in yourself, please have grace for yourself and other people, because everybody is on a spectrum. There's no absolute good people. They're just not. Everybody is still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? What's our next story? We running through these stories. What we got? Let's go. Rock Nation announces $300 million educational campaign for underprivileged youth. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. So what is that going to do? I mean, is it technology? What is he going to cover? Whatever it is, he was from an underprivileged situation, Marcy, Brooklyn, New York. So if this is a real situation and it's not fake news, then I'm 100% with it. 300 million, let's get it, man. Let's get some doctors. Let's get some scientists. Let's get some theoretical physicists. Let's get some playwrights and some authors. Let's get some good stuff. Not just rappers. Let's get some kids in robotics. Let's get some kids in agriculture. How about that? Because Dr. Russell is basically an agriculturalist. When you're dealing with herbs, you're dealing with the ground. You're dealing with the soil. So I think this is a good look for Jay-Z. And let's get it cracking. But you already know this spin cycle that we're in. After they done with Diddy, they already trying to prep for Jay-Z to fall like Diddy has fallen.
No doubt.
I told people before, the same system that can build you up is the exact same system that will tear you down. And people need to realize that. This is a real situation. I'm not wishing nothing on Jay-Z. I'm just simply saying, brother, if you clean, stay clean. Change your inner circle like you changed the sheets on your bed, because you got to make sure Whoever is around you is authentic, is true, and that's really hard to do in a society where everybody is looking up to a guy that got $1 billion. It's hard to find a real person that's going to tell you the truth if you're worth $1 billion. Because they're going to say, if I tell him the truth, he might cut me off.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? So please be careful, Brother Jay. And if you have done something, just know the universe finds a way to get you. That boomerang, there's nowhere you can hide.
It always comes back on you.
It always comes back. Man, we living in a rough time, Dr. Russell.
Yeah, it's rough. But again, if you focus on yourself, it ain't that rough, brother. It ain't that rough.
If you just mind your business is what he told you in the nicest way. Mind your business. All right, there's a Kenyan fake lawyer who won 26 cases before his arrest, reportedly represented himself in court and won. Now he was a fake lawyer. He won 26 cases. Then they arrested him for being a fake lawyer. Then he represents himself in court and won, and now he's a free man. To me, that's a victory lap. I love to hear it. Damn the system. I know law is what he said. I know the law. I didn't pass the bar, but watch this. I'm finna represent myself and get myself off. I think that's amazing. If that actually happened, you never know. None of this stuff is actual real news, I don't think. Sarah sent me these. Hey, Dana Dorsey, thank you for the Cash App. That's our third Cash App. We appreciate it. Please continue to support the channel. Please continue to go to russellherbals.com. Support. We're not going to be here long, so I'm suggesting that you guys support in the way you know how. All right, what's our next story? And
here's the problem with Kyrie.
I don't think Kyrie gets the whole thing.
We're so sick of talking about Kyrie.
He looked like a fool. He looked crazy.
People
From
don't know
last
Dr.
season,
Russell
right?
was a
Dealing with the
professional
vaccinations.
It amounts to betrayal for Kyrie.
Right?
He has to really
People don't know he
consider
was a
getting
professional
the vaccine.
You
football
said,
player.
quote, flat out
You were a
stupid.
running back,
all
right?
about sacrifice.
Fullback,
Quote,
running back,
bad teammate.
running back.
You sacrifice for what?
To the
Play for the
hell with
Rams,
you.
right?
Because you still can pass the virus.
Here's the problem
Come
with
on,
Kyrie.
man.
I appreciate the Mavericks' big
So you,
swing on
and
Kyrie.
you
All right,
came
the
up in a
Mavs
different
are
era.
3-9.
Kyrie Irving and
You
Luka
know,
do not work.
A bunch of guys won
They
championship
tortured
with
Kyrie
LeBron.
during
Mavericks have to regret
COVID.
trading for
They
Kyrie
tortured a lot of
can't double
people
down on it.
during
Kyrie moves already
COVID.
looking like a failure.
Now,
It doesn't work.
the
Here's
dude
the problem with Kyrie.
that had everybody going,
decide to
it's the unvaccinated that is the problem.
Something that
The unvaccinated, they're the
wasn't able to play
problem.
in New York
They're
City
being
because
selfish,
there's always
and it's a
something.
moral
The
issue
off-the-court
now.
drama that surrounds
You
him all
guys
the
should
time.
do
If you're
the
promoting
right
anti-Semitism,
thing
But I'm promoting
and
it.
go
Don't get
get
into a tit for
vaccinated.
tat.
Remember
Can you
that?
please stop calling her
They was
promotion?
pushing that
the
agenda
reporter who
strong.
calls you out on it.
Do you see
By
me
Kyrie,
putting it out there,
the
people are
title?
going to say
Who
that
the
you
white
are
man, the
promoting.
quarterback,
Just like you put things out there,
for,
right?
That
Green
distracts
Bay.
him.
And now he's with the Jets. Towards ACL. Aaron Rodgers. They were like, hell no. We not doing it. We not doing it. We not doing it. Right?
A kid.
Remember, Stephen A. Smith eviscerated Kyrie. I mean,
Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid?
you don't care about your teammates. You're selfish. I mean, derided him, denigrated him. You should retire. All these other Brooklyn Nets, all these other teams. He was like, y'all should reconsider bringing him onto your team. Don't give him a contract. Like, he was really trying to cut down the dude's livelihood.
All because he wouldn't get a vaccination. It's mad, bro. It's mad.
Now, 3-4 years later, Kyrie's hooping. Didn't hoop yesterday. Didn't play that well yesterday. But Kyrie, his star, has reemerged. He's been playing well. And everybody talks about him as now, the most skilled player and the best player and blah, blah, blah. But Kyrie wasn't going for the agenda. He wasn't, you can tell Kyrie does not have a conformist mindset. So he's not conforming. And when he didn't conform, he was a part of the out crowd. Now he's back a part of the in crowd. And that hurt really bad. Like when you put up the other picture of Donald Trump and the other brother. So the same kind of feeling people get when they see this black man, Byron Donalds, right? Mm-hmm. With Donald Trump, people are starting to get the same kind of feeling when we see Stephen A. standing alone. No disrespect to Stephen A. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm simply saying, damn, that take on Kyrie didn't age well. Now he's a hero. Before, he lacked morals. But when does he come back on any of his platforms and say, you know what, a couple of years ago, I destroyed Kyrie and I apologize? Because Fauci is in trouble. Fauci is on trial. The whole distancing, they said none of that shit was scientifically proven. Right. So why not come back out, Stephen, and say, Stephen uses his platform to hold black people accountable. Mm-hmm. So we should be able to hold Stephen accountable.
No doubt.
And ask honestly, yo, Stephen, do you owe Kyrie Irving an apology? You destroyed him. You disrespected. You pushed the envelope. Do you still stand on those beliefs? Because now many of those beliefs are being overturned. Many of those beliefs are being thrown out. So were you mad because Kyrie is not a conformist? He didn't capitulate? Were you more mad at him for not bending the knee to the system than you were with him not protecting himself and others? Huh?
He did give him an apology.
He did?
He did.
When?
It's in that video, but he gave an apology, and then he's like saying he's the best thing since sliced.
Let's see the apology, because if he gave the apology, then I apologize to Stephen.
It's right in there, that part. Turn up the volume.
Yes, I want to hear it. If he apologized, that is the best. If he apologized, that is the best. Now I got a whole new found respect for Stephen. If he apologized to Kyrie for dogging him the way he did, then yo, we good. People talk about how he dogging Will Smith. I don't know if he's dogging Will Smith, but I did see the clip of him talking about Will Smith. I just thought he was creating content. A lot of it is speculative. I just thought he was creating content.
All right, so right here, Perkins apologizes. We just can't hear the volume.
Oh, God, I want to hear it. Because I remember Perkins was on that too. I want to hear it. How do we hear it? Huh? That boy is cold.
There's a lot of people in the hoop world who owe this man, meaning Kyrie, public apology.
Can you guys hear it in the chat?
Pulling and applauding for Kyrie Irving. We need to start getting these apologies out there, okay?
Listen, we got 330 people watching live. Only 3 people have sent a Cash App. Listen, that's deplorable. You guys should support, man. Support this channel. If you enjoy the work that we do, if you enjoy tapping in and listening to what we're talking about, we're not asking for a whole crap ton of money, but if everybody did it, it's 340 people in here, 339. If we could get 50 people to drop $5, that is significant. Can everybody that can do it, that hasn't done it, go to my
There's
Cash
a lot
App
of people
right
in the hoop
now.
world who owe this
Somebody
man,
said it's
meaning
low.
Kyrie, public apologies.
Before we start,
One apology does not excuse his behavior. But
we need to
I'm
start
gonna say
getting
this.
these apologies out there, okay?
I didn't feel the same energy
he
that was associated
apologizes
with Kyrie Irving, and a part of me wonders
For what he said
why.
to Kyrie
Is there any
during that
moment
time,
in your career that you wish
I'm
you could
satisfied. I'm
Yes,
happy
sir.
with that.
Kyrie.
Kyrie is a spectacular talent who works hard, works on his craft, conscientious brother, heart's in the right
Smart
place
dude.
off the court.
Let me start off by apologizing because I had a lot of disrespectful things to say about Kyrie.
Here's the problem with Kyrie Irving.
I don't think Kyrie gets the whole thing. We're so sick of talking about Kyrie.
He looked like a fool. He looked crazy.
From last
Oh,
season,
talk
right,
through the
dealing with the
music.
vaccinations.
It amounts to betrayal
Got you.
for Kyrie.
He has to really consider.
Where's the apology though? Holly M. Parker, thank you. I'm shouting out everybody.
There's a lot of people in the hoop world who owe this man, meaning Kyrie, public apologies.
That's right.
Before we start pulling applause for Kyrie Irving, we need to start getting these apologies out there.
There we go.
I didn't feel the same energy that was associated with Kyrie Irving, and a part of me wonders why.
Is there any moment in your career that you wish you could do over? Yes, sir. Kyrie.
They apologizing. Come on.
Works hard, works on his craft, conscientious brother, heart's in the right place off the court.
Let me start off by apologizing because I had a lot of disrespectful things to say about Kyrie.
They apologizing. I like it. That's what I want to see. But did Stephen A? I didn't hear Stephen A.
He did.
It was the last one.
He did. He basically, I cut it to make it real quick, but he basically said, I regret what I did with Kyrie, and then he starts praising Kyrie. But I looked at all the video. He apologized several times, and then he went on this part and said, look, I regret the things I did with Kyrie. And a lot of the beef with Kyrie had to do with him and Kyrie's father.
But what does that got to do with what don't sign him and he not taking the shot? And y'all remember all that? I remember all that. See, and listen, sometimes you got to be mindful. People slick. I'll praise you for a certain thing. I'll praise you for your game, but not for your character. Oh, he's one of the best. He's one of the most skilled and blah, blah, blah. But they won't praise you for your character. To me, that's an issue too.
It is an issue.
You know, this man was really villainized. Let's not forget, he was villainized. Just a little while ago. Not just the vaccination, but what about the little post he put on his Instagram? And all the things he had to do that forced him to get traded. Now all of a sudden he's a hero. I'm just telling you, the tables will always turn in a system that is, I believe, that is based on these negative stories, keeping up the negative narratives, because that's what sells. That's what keeps people interested. I'm just glad the brother got time to breathe and live like a human being right now, because for a minute, everything he did was scrutinized. And I'm also happy that people apologized to him. Now, I didn't hear Stephen A's. That's because they cut it off, but they said he did, so I'm with it. Jason Phillips, thank you for the Cash App. Cedric Webster, thank you for the Cash App. Divine, thank you for the Cash App. Malachi, thank you for the Cash App. Molly M. Parker, thank you for the Cash App. Rusan, thank you for the Cash App. Dana Dorsey, thank you for the Cash App. Michael Love, thank you for the Cash App. Alonzo Scott, thank you for the Cash App. If you want to get shouted out, all you got to do is tap that Cash App, $ Zoe What Netter. Like I said, we got 334 people up in the building. I'm going to ask, man. I'm going to ask. It's cool, the whole sports thing. I think sports is fixed. During your time when you were playing, Did you ever get the notion? Wow, thank you, F. George. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat. Did you ever experience something that made you feel, or possibly made you feel like professional sports were rigged in some kind of way?
Well, rigged. Let's just put it this way. I just felt that there was a lot of people that was taken care of that shouldn't have been taken care of. That was not as talented as other players, and the fact that we just didn't get paid properly. That's all I can say about that.
How about that? And now when I look at sports today, it's odd that every sport seems to be associated with some type of gambling house.
Well, I mean,
online gambling is.
Well, I mean, they've always betted, but before it wasn't as pronounced or upfront kind of a thing. But we all know that people bet anyway, and so they just decided to just make it legal.
And wherever they're betting, there's some cheating going on.
Of course.
So now it's just starting to make everything look a little weird. I remember back in the day, watching Jordan, watching the way Jordan played, how he attacked the game. It inspired people to want to be like Mike. But if that was rigged, if a lot of what happened was sculpted, so to speak, that's gonna piss me off. I remember I used to love the WWE, but the moment I found out wrestling was fake, I was like, oh, I'm never watching this shit again. I thought it was real. When I was young, I was like, this shit crazy.
Of course.
But if the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, all this stuff turned out to be fake, rigged, that's gonna hurt a lot of hearts.
Well, they said that a lot of the Super Bowls were rigged. I don't know how true it is, but if it is, that's just what's happening.
Listen, I saw a video clip of the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line holding in 3 consecutive Super Bowls. And the report was, in 3 consecutive Super Bowls, Kansas City's offensive line hasn't been called for a holding.
There it is.
And I'm like, if this shit is fixed, that's gonna be. Let's say, go get in the ring and find out how fake it is. Not Zoe. Now, boxing is a little different, but I still think you could fix boxing too. People been taking dives for years. If the money good enough, they're going to put that chin on a plate. They're going to put it right out there on a serving platter.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Well, I just want to encourage people to remember, man, it's all entertainment. Are you not entertained? Whether it's the NBA, the Super Bowl, or football, whatever, it's all the Colosseum of ancient Rome. It's all the Colosseum of ancient Rome, right? Go ahead.
I was going to say, even when you go out to dinner, that's a form of entertainment. It's not nourishment. It's not nutrition.
Ooh, go ahead.
So you got to look at it like that too.
Ooh.
Anytime you step out and go to a restaurant, you're not eating the best food that you are, because you got to understand that restaurant is a business and they're trying to make profit. And they are not going to put the total exact thing that they should be putting in the food, because when people go out to eat, they go out to eat and have a good time. That's entertainment. Now, when you go into the farmer's market every week to get your food, and you staying out of the grocery stores because you know that everything is processed and it's going to harm you, that's eating what you're supposed to eat.
Wow.
So.
Crazy. Man, y'all better wake up. Listen, on the next Zoe What show, I'm going to do something different. I got a whole presentation that I want to present to you guys. We're going to shift it a little bit, but don't forget, in August, I think it's August, the first week of August, we're doing the Relationship ER Masterclass. We want you guys to sign up. We're going to have a link for people to be able to sign up to that masterclass shortly. Somebody said, ask Broner. Adrian Broner took what? Took a mean L this past weekend and some teeth. Yeah, he got his teeth knocked out. But I remember Floyd Mayweather virtually shutting out a fighter, and one judge had the other fighter winning. I forgot which fight that was, but Floyd basically won every round. They wound up firing the judge, barring the judge from judging any more events. But basically, they had the other fighter winning. And Floyd basically mopped this dude. I forgot which fight it was. I feel like it was the Canelo fight.
I think it was the Madonna fight.
Was it Maidana?
Madonna.
Could have been that one. It was the Canelo fight.
It was Canelo fight?
It was the Canelo. Now,
Okay.
when you saw that damn Canelo fight, from pillar to post, Floyd outclassed that guy.
Floyd schooled him.
Schooled him. And it was the Canelo. People are saying it was the Canelo fight. Yeah. School Canelo. As a matter of fact, that ass whooping made Canelo a better fighter.
That's right.
Because he was like, oh, that's how you do that. That's how he learned from that ass whooping. And one of the judges. So believe me, boxing can be rigged too. They can go in there and rig it up as well. So don't get it twisted. Hey, listen, tonight, 7 to 9 p.m., Zoe is going to be on the air, KBLA Talk 1580. I'm going to be on with Tavis Smiley. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. What up, Lloyd Hinton? Listen, can I get 20 of y'all? We almost have 400 people in this chat. Can I get 20 of you guys to hit my Cash App? Do it now. And I want everybody to go to Dr. Russell's site. That's russellherbals.com. russellherbals.com. Go to my Cash App, $ZoeWhatNetter, and then go to russellherbals.com. I got one more thing for you, Doc. Now, the Bible says something about people that are supposed to live 120 years. Do you think if a person ate well, slept well, did the detox on the equinoxes, on the, the seasonal changes, do you think if a person did all that he could do, he could probably live to 100 or more?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
Now, I need to understand this too. Because I've heard people talk about eat food that is electric. I heard Dr. Sabi say, what does that mean?
That's live food.
Just eat live food.
That's all it is. It's live food. See, live foods gives the body life.
Right.
When you cook the food, now it's dead food. So it's not supporting the body. You're eating for taste instead of nutrition. That's the difference. Now once you detoxify and you start weaning yourself off of the raw foods, off of the cooked or dead foods, you'll find that you don't need to eat as much. Your energy level is very high. You don't need to sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. All those things are over. All those things that you were taught, you find that it's not true.
Right.
But we caught up into a European system as far as how we eat and how we drink and how we do things, and we are developing the same kind of ailments that most Europeans have. So all we're talking about doing is getting away from that and eating the foods that we are supposed to be eating for ourselves, which are electric or live foods that's going to support the system. Well, I mean, if you, going back to the Bible, it even says in the Bible, the fruits are your foods and the herbs are your medicine.
Right.
So if you breaking the law after that, what are we talking about?
It was already written.
It's already written.
Okay. All right. Lloyd Hinton and Jeffrey, thank you for your Cash Apps. Those 2 Cash Apps came in. We appreciate it. That is deep. So the fruit, because I've seen some people with diabetes that say they can't eat fruit.
No, just because, first of all, anytime that you have a situation, in order to to get over that situation, you have to detoxify all of the waste that you put into your system that caused it in the first place. You just can't switch upon your diet. All right, now let's talk about diabetes. I'm gonna give you guys a quick freebie here as far as the top 2 foods that contains the highest insulin count for the pancreas. Swiss chard and bitter melon.
Bitter melon, yeah.
If you can include those 2 foods to your diet daily, if you have diabetes, you'll see a big change take place. Now, it's also important to detoxify all of the old stuff in your system that caused it in the first place. And that's why when people have an issue and they change their diet, it's hard for them to get rid of that issue because you haven't stopped and looked at what you've been doing in the past to get all of that old stuff out of your system to resume the whole thing again. And something else. And speaking of herbs, the best herbs to use in any form of use would be your liquid herbs, your tinctures, your teas. Capsules are the least effective.
Really? Why is that?
Of course, because when you swallow a capsule, it has to go into the stomach. It has to open up and then be absorbed into the system. That takes a longer period of time, and it's not reaching all of the areas that it should. Now, when you get the liquids and tinctures, that goes directly into the bloodstream right now and goes right to that area right now and does the job that it needs to do. So it's a much faster approach, it's a more direct approach, and it's the most effective approach.
Hey, Dr. Russell. If y'all don't go see Dr. Russell, if y'all don't go to his website, and I'm saying there's hundreds of y'all in here right now.
And not cut you off.
No.
And you can always call me anytime.
Well, give me a number.
323-474-5099. I'll answer any question that you want. Just call me.
I love it. I love it. Hey, listen, I'm about to wrap it up. I just wanted to get in here and chop it up with you guys real quick. Trust me, orders have gone out for He Is Risen. If you don't get your order, please just take a picture, a snapshot of your digital receipt. Email it to me at vor106@gmail.com. That's vor106@gmail.com. I'm busy. I get a crap ton of emails. If I don't respond within 24 hours, send it again. If I don't respond, go to my Instagram, right? Go into that Instagram. Leave me a little note. Hey, Zoe, I sent you an email on your email. I'm going to get to you. All right? Everybody's going to get theirs. So please, 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 if you're having any problems, you didn't get yours, let me know. All right? I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is the beginning of the week. I'll see y'all later on tonight. Tavis Smiley's KBLA Talk 1580. Much love. Keep supporting. Deuces.